We have a tremendous capacity to turn people into less than us. And once you do that, you can justify a hell of a lot of awfulness. From Greg Pierman, a former Penhurst employee. Welcome to Grimly. We are recording.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Grimly.
Welcome to Grimly. How are you, Missy?
I am good. How are you? You are back, toned, tanned, fit, and ready.
Well, I'm not toned. Not any more toned, anyway. But I am slightly tanner.
I mean, you're not, like, bloated, pasty, and anxious, so...
Apparently not. No. The vacation was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Good. I'm glad. I got to stay at your house.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Looking after the cats.
Yeah, hanging out.
It was a huge comfort to know that you were here with them.
You know, I knew that you probably were going to need that. Yeah. Because I'm also a very anxious pet parent.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I want updates, I want pictures,
Yeah.
I want to know, just...
Yeah, totally.
And you can't really get that without friends.
Sure.
You know, like a rover you're just paying for. Unless it's a really good rover.
They will take photos for you.
Yeah.
But the cats always just look like terrified.
Yeah. Like, oh my god,
you catch them in a weird moment
person.
In the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also really like your house. I think I like your house more than you like your house. I swear.
I appreciate hearing that. Today I heard some strange dripping water noises that I've never heard before, so that's currently very stressful. But she's charming.
She's charming. She's quirky.
Yeah.
You know, she's got cool, like, old crystal doorknobs.
Thank you.
I was thinking about that, but then I was also thinking I might not be the best judgment when it comes to houses, because I also kind of want to live in a house that scares children.
Okay. Tell me about this house that you want to live in.
Well, you know, like the houses that are like have like the spire, like,
yes.
You know, and
like yeah, that's what I imagined.
Deeply Victorian.
Is it also black?
Yes,
Painted
like completely black, just like wafting around the halls like Haunting of Hill House robes.
Wow, that's a lot of house, Missy.
You know, maybe not that big, but okay. You know, just like that sort of vibe.
Okay,
right.
I don't see a lot of small houses that are that vibe.
No. This is me like living out my fantasy.
A lot of pets to live with.
Where I'm just roaming the halls.
Throw parties.
Where kids think I'm a ghost. And I just like stand in the spire, just in a robe, just cutting fucking rose heads off.
Totally.
Just being menacing.
Listen, a lady like that doesn't live in a tacky home.
No,
her home isn't tacky.
No,
you
just don't know it's not tacky because you've never been in.
You've never been in.
There's a mystery around it.
Yes, everything is like curated.
Yes.
And ancient.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because she's a witch. So
yeah, at least that's what the children think of the town. Just like a menace on the hill. Just, you know. That's
Halloween
the vibe.
all the time.
Yeah, really, that's kind of the vibe I want. So maybe I'm not the best gauge for your home.
I don't think my home is like that.
No, absolutely not. But I like the weird, quirky, charming stuff like that. And I mean, your house is like 100 years old.
Yes.
And I don't know. I always find that stuff like really fun.
Thank you.
So
there was something that we liked about it.
Yeah. I mean, you bought it for a reason.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's always.
Sometimes I do try to give the house its proper respect. You know, I smack myself out of it. Where I'm like, no, put some respect on the house, the 100-year-old house.
She's still standing, and she's like operating.
Who are you to show up in the last 2 years and be disrespectful to me? I'm glad. That makes me happy because I was wondering. I was like, gosh, I wonder if she wants to go home. But glad to know it was like a little mini vacay. What else are we talking about today?
So what we're talking about today is a place in Pennsylvania that is called the Pennhurst State School and Hospital.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I'm not saying it doesn't sound moderately familiar, but I can't tell you a thing about it. No, this is new to me.
Okay, so Pennhurst State School and Hospital was originally named the Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic.
Could you read that again slower?
Slower, more dictation. The Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic.
How rude.
Yes.
Feeble-minded.
So this is, I actually probably should put a trigger warning in here right now. This is a rough episode. This was rougher than I anticipated.
Okay.
Because how I found out about this is a little more, I don't want to say lighthearted, but
Sure.
I found about this from a ghost show, like a ghost hunting show.
Okay, so is it haunted? But you learned the real history.
But I learned the real history.
So maybe it is because of all these terrible
Yes. And we'll get into that later. So this is going to be a lot of abuse towards people who have mental illness of some type or intellectual illness of some type. So just buckle up for that. There's also a lot of abuse when it comes to physicians versus patients specifically.
Okay.
So, yes. So Pennhurst State School, which was once named the Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic, was an institution that was commissioned in 1903 to be built. So it's over 100 years old. And it was a place to house the feeble-minded, is what they were calling it, and epileptic in the state of Pennsylvania. They also used a lot of other words, specifically the R word.
Oh, sure.
That I am not going to repeat, obviously.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be offensive.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, just know if you look this up, there's going to be a lot of that type of writing in the history of this.
Okay. Jesus. All right.
So the idea was to originally take people who needed treatment to eventually be able to go back into the world and live regular lives. Unfortunately, Pennhurst seemed to do more harm than good when it came to their patients. Cue Coleman in this weird ass toy.
It's the cat toy, but it sounds like somebody just like
open
a bag of candy.
Or like open a bag of potato chips. So construction for Pennhurst lasted about 5 years. And it's a 663-acre plot of land, and the buildings were originally made of brick and terracotta.
Okay.
This whole institution is specific. It's like a city. They basically made a tiny city for this institution, essentially. Okay. So the buildings were labeled by alphabet. The first of the buildings that was originally built was the F building, which was the girls' dining room. There was the G building, which was the kitchen and the storeroom. H, I, and K were cottages for the girls. The N building was a dining room for the boys. P was the teacher's home. Q, T, U, and V were cottages for boys. R was a school. And W was laundry and sewing. And then there was also an X building that was the powerhouse. So this place is massive. It's huge. There's drone footage of flying over the entire thing specifically. Okay. Which it's wild. It's I think there's at least 20 buildings.
How many people lived there?
Oh, we'll get into it. So this would be eventually called the lower campus. And a good portion of the campus is also connected by an underground tunnel system.
Okay.
Which is another...
Why? What do you need an underground tunnel system?
I think specifically to move maybe patients around without other patients seeing, or if patients were deceased, unfortunately, to move them out of buildings without other people seeing. Okay. Maybe also weather. I know Pennsylvania probably gets some pretty cold winters.
Okay.
So the campus was expanded until the 1960s, where the location almost became its little own city, like I said before. It had railroad tracks that were leading to the campus to deliver goods, actually. And so on November 23rd, 1908, so 5 years after it was commissioned, the first patient was admitted.
Okay.
So within 4 years, Pennhurst was over capacity for patients.
Within 4 years?
Within 4 years. So
they were sending everybody up there.
Yes.
God, that's going to be
I mean, it's kind of the classic. They were sending orphans. They were sending immigrants. They were sending...
gay people.
People who probably were homosexual, for sure. Just people who are, quote unquote, different or maybe a drain on society in their very and old school worldviews were sent to this area. So for the next 60 years, there was rampant patient abuse and mistreatment within the walls. It was very common, as is with most of these institutions. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until 1968 that a 5-part television series exposed this abuse. And
Was
it
this
was
the Montel?
no,
Okay, did you see that?
not
Mont.
It's not Montel. That's Geraldo.
Geraldo.
Oh, no, I said Geraldo. Geraldo. It is,
Geraldo.
yes, Geraldo is very similar, but this one was written and exposed by a reporter named Bill Baldini.
Okay.
Where he showed a 5-part television series, which was basically exposing the horrors of this specifically. And the docuseries was called Suffer the Little Children.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay.
So this is where we're going to get into more of the statistics.
Okay.
And the reason why we have any of this information is because of Bill Baldini.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, he definitely is the one that exposed all of this specifically.
Like, how did he get all this information? Okay, go on. I'm dying to know.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the Suffer the Little Children docuseries specifically. Okay. I watched a good portion of it. It is horrific. Just letting you know right now, if you decide that you want to go watch it. I think it's about 5 hours.
Oh my God. How much
I didn't watch the entirety of it, but I watched a lot of it.
Is it one? Or
no, it was a 5-part docuseries.
5-part.
On television. Okay. So there was like
what
an
year?
Hour.
What year? When was this?
1968.
It was released in 1968?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So in Suffer the Little Children, one of the first topics they talk about is in the staffing of Penhurst State Asylum.
Oh,
so within the asylum or state school and hospital itself, there were 9 MDs, 2 psychiatrists, 11 teachers, none which were educated in special education, and 1 gynecologist. The amount of patients that were on full-time needed of care at the facility at the time was 2,791. To give you an idea, the 1 gynecologist was meant to see 900 female patients.
My God.
The actual capacity that this facility was built for was 1,984. So they were almost 1,000 patients over capacity.
Oh my God.
And according to the superintendent, Dr. Panaski, the amount of staff needed to provide sufficient care would be around 1,500 people on staff.
Almost like 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Penhurst had 800 people on staff.
Okay. They were half.
So, I mean, they were half for capacity. They're over
sure.
capacity at this point.
Okay.
So this was all during the time that Suffer the Little Children were being made. Which, there's something really compelling about this, too, is... So Bill Baldini was going in there, and he was talking to all these doctors and the superintendent and the building managers and stuff. They were so open and transparent about all of this. I think because they were so just, like, overworked and overwhelmed, and they're like, we need fucking help. And I think they had been asking for help for so long.
Okay.
And, you know, they were like, we don't know what else to do, so might as well go talk to the news, which is something that happens a lot, even in today's, you know, world.
Like whistleblowing.
Yeah, whistleblowing for sure. So to give you an idea of kind of how the funding went for this institution, so 5 of the biggest zoos in the country at this time were spending about $7.15 a day for animal care, whereas Pennhurst was spending $5.90 a day per patient for care, and 80% of that cost was going towards administrative costs.
What?
Which left about 75 cents a day towards the actual welfare, medical needs, and food and cognitive therapies for these patients.
What was it? It was being funded by the state or something?
It was being funded by the state.
Wow.
Yeah. This was not privatized. This was funded by the state. So with limited staffing sometimes, this kind of forced doctors to also handle disciplinary action because they didn't have enough people to handle that side of it, because these are mentally ill people. Sometimes mentally ill people get violent, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so some of the actions they would take is they would drug people with major tranquilizers or downers to help them keep from harming themselves or other patients. And actually, in fact, in the documentary, one of the doctors, who's appropriately named Dr. Jesse Fear, talks about one of the patients was being violent towards his patients specifically. He said that he knows like welts and stuff on the patients. He was like, who is doing this to you? And all these patients were talking about this one specific patient that was doing it. And so he decided as a punishment, he was going to inject this patient that was being violent with the most painful injection that they could find.
Oh my God.
To quote unquote teach him a lesson.
No, that's not helping anybody.
And this doctor just said this in the documentary.
Oh my God.
He just fully, completely admitted to it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Which...
It just shows you, like, just how off the rails things have gotten.
Yes, and
like,
just jaded,
like, no, this is
and
normal.
like,
yes,
yeah, because he's like, I'm so sick of my patients being hurt by this other patient. He's like, I'm going to punish this guy, essentially.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I told you this was rough. So there was also instances of patients who are known to be biters, and essentially your first offense for being a biter is you'd be put in solitary confinement.
Okay.
Which sounds like a fucking jail in itself. After your second or third instance of biting, you would have your teeth removed.
They're going to take your teeth out.
They would take your teeth out.
No.
I think they would start specifically with like one or two, maybe like the front teeth. And then eventually, if you continue to bite, they would remove all of your teeth.
Wow. Okay. And these people are really struggling. Like.
Yeah. And there's another part of this too, I didn't really talk about yet, is so at this time, having mental illness and having an intellectual disability were considered one and the same.
Sure.
So the difference, in case you don't know, is what I've read and what I've found out, is a mental illness is something like anxiety, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, stuff like that, like a chemical imbalance in your brain, right?
Okay.
A intellectual incapability or disability is someone that was born with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, kind of something that's happened chromosomal that basically has your IQ under 70.
Okay.
So these people were being categorized in the same category and being treated the same. And so because this was happening, there would be kids and people that would have kind of mild autism and could have like speech patterns and could communicate.
Now, autism is on the chromosomal side? No.
Autism is considered, I think autism is like its own category. I don't think autism was specifically known about in this.
Right, it would have been too specific.
It would have been too specific.
Okay, so if you had ADHD.
If you had ADHD or schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, but you could communicate and you had an IQ above 70, you were thrown into a room with these people with intellectual disabilities. And there was times that, like, especially with kids, that if they were all in the same room together, the kids that had like a mental health problem, they would start to degrade, and then they would like be able to like not talk anymore. Oh, because you know they're all just in the same room together.
Yeah.
And you know it's because like everyone isn't getting the proper medical care or treatment.
Yeah.
So
it's high stress.
It's very high stress. Yeah. And because of the mix of different mental capabilities, there was also rampant sexual abuse among the patients.
Patients on patients?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And they can't, there's no staff there to protect anybody?
You know, because if there was a kid that was like an arsonist, let's say.
Yeah.
He was thrown into a room with kids that have Down syndrome and just kind of left to his own devices. What do you think is going to happen?
Right.
Oh, unfortunately.
Gosh, these poor babies.
Yeah. Also, since there wasn't enough staffing to adequately watch the children and the patients, a lot of the children specifically were strapped onto beds to keep them from hurting themselves or others. Okay. And because of the patients being strapped down, they were also not receiving any sort of regular bathing. And they were putting the patients in diapers.
Okay.
I'm talking like 4, 5, 6-year-olds in diapers. And so it was pretty common to just let patients go to the bathroom in their beds, and they would have like soiled diapers, and they would just be strapped to the bed, just laying there.
You can't.
It's awful.
No.
So, along with all the patient abuse, the facilities themselves are about 6 years old this time, and so due to lack of funding, which is kind of the root of the problem for all of this, the facilities themselves was also starting to fall apart. There's a part in the documentary where there's a man named Elmer McCurdy. He talks about the building conditions. He's kind of the grounds manager or the building manager, right? And he was saying that most of the buildings were almost at the level of being condemned.
Oh no.
And in the documentary, you can see like there's like huge holes in the walls, like where pipes are. There's like clearly like obvious, like you said earlier, like obvious like dripping happening,
Yes.
and it's like degrading the plaster and the walls. And I'm sure that means it's also asbestos, mold,
yeah.
and all this stuff. And it's funny because this guy Elmer McCurdy specifically, he just seems like so nonchalant about it almost. I think because he's just so jaded. He's like, well, he's like, this is what we're doing. He's like, it costs about $1 million to fix each building at least. And they don't have the funding. So even if they were condemned actually to the way that the laws were back then, because it was a publicly funded building, there was no legal action that anyone could take to get them fixed.
Wow, okay.
So just to give you an idea of like how much the state did not care about this.
Sure.
And I'm not just like kind of shitting on Pennsylvania. This was happening all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
Like this one specifically is just really horrendous. And I think we just have so much evidence because of this docuseries specifically too.
Oh, it's like people's grandparents and like uncles, great uncles and stuff. Like this is
yeah.
Family members.
Yeah. So only 7% of the residents of Pennhurst are entered into a rehabilitation program and therapy with the hope that they're able to leave the facility. That means that 93% of these people are literally just thrown into this building or these buildings
forever,
and just
thrown away,
left to rot.
Yeah,
essentially, which is just kind of how people dealt with that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't say it's not common now. You look at nursing homes,
and like all the people on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're just like, yeah, I know my family members out there, but what?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Right. Yeah. It's unfortunate. So, while this documentary was horrific, it did lead to some success in helping remove a lot of the patients from Penhurst into smaller facilities.
Okay, so the documentary was
successful,
pivotal to
and it helped that that some patients got some proper fucking care.
Mm-hmm. A hero.
Yeah, Bill Valdini is real. Actually, there was on part 5 of this docuseries, he wasn't the person reporting on it, like kind of sitting at like the desk, right?
Sure.
Because he literally had a mental breakdown from doing this.
Oh no!
Like it really affected him.
Breakdown.
Yeah, he was fine after, but it was just like it got to him in a lot of ways, specifically. So even though this was successful in certain ways in helping and like kind of bringing some light to the situation, it got some politicians involved and stuff within Pennsylvania, there were still allegations of abuse in this facility, and it continued until it was essentially closed.
When was it closed?
So in 1974, there was a court case where the patients of Pennhurst asserted that their constitutional rights were being violated by Pennhurst, specifically the right to receive proper care and education under the 14th Amendment, and a judge sided with the patients.
Good.
So 3 years later, after this judge ruled in favor of the patients, and in 1978, the remaining 1,156 patients were moved to small community homes with proper staffing. And then in 1987, the facility was closed officially.
Okay.
And this was part of the deinstitutionalization kind of that went over the country of like.
It seemed like that took a while.
It does. I mean, it's 9 years.
9 years.
I mean, it's also, you have to find
a place for them.
If they don't have any family.
Christ, you would think it wouldn't take 9 years.
It's 1,100 people.
Jesus, okay.
I mean, there's also the Reagan era, and Reagan didn't really put a emphasis on mental health, right?
Yeah, and we're like, there are that many people, opening smaller homes. Okay, sure, I can see it. But...
Yeah. So it took 9 years for this facility to get closed, but then in it was officially closed down.
Okay, so almost 1990s.
Almost in the 90s, it was officially closed.
Got it.
So over about half the people that were admitted to Pennhurst over the decades lived and died there, which is in the tens of thousands. So
it was like 30 years, right? Roughly? Less than?
70.
Wait, it was it was opened in 1903?
It was opened in 1908.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that
you could live your entire life.
Yeah, and there was people that did. There were people in this docuseries that were put there in the 1940s, and this docuseries was filmed in the 1960s. They're like, no one has visited me since I've been here.
Wow.
Which is so sad.
Oh.
It's heartbreaking.
Okay. All right. Got it. Sorry, I'm with you now.
No, it's okay. So after this closure in the early 1990s, 1900s, Jesus. Did I send you that picture?
Yeah.
Of my fucking Spotify day list saying gaslighting me. I listen to 1900s music. Fuck you, Spotify, you asshole. So after its closure in the 1990s, some of the upper campus facilities, which were the newer ones, were renovated to be made to a veteran center and hospital.
Okay.
Which is still there today. So in 2001, the rest of the site was sold to Penhurst Memorial and Preservation Alliance, which is essentially a committee that was set to advocate for the uses of the site and the buildings.
Okay.
So I think the idea was, we're not going to tear it down because there is a lot of history here, even though it's dark history, right? And they wanted to make sure that they had this committee in place, that it wasn't going to be bought by private owners and developed and torn down.
Okay.
Essentially.
All right.
So in 2010, the administration building was renovated and made into a haunted attraction.
Okay. They approved of that, though.
They approved of that.
Interesting. Okay.
So we'll get into that a little bit more. In the next few years, more areas were used to create a museum and an interpretive center of the site.
Now we're getting better. We're getting warmer.
So, because, these grounds are vast. It's over 600 acres. It's huge. So,
if there's going to be a committee, the committee should make sure that it's, benefiting the public and, giving back.
Yeah, so with the ghost stuff, so specifically in 2017, there were daytime history tours. There were photography tours, which I would love to go do.
Okay.
And overnight paranormal investigations were allowed.
Okay.
And those started being offered to the public, with all of the proceeds going towards preservation and restoration of the site specifically. Not towards the victims.
I'm not impressed. I'm currently unimpressed, but go on.
I will say none of this funding ever goes towards victims afterwards. I'm just gonna disappoint you right now. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine.
So
keep my expectations low.
So in 2020, some of the buildings were deemed unsafe and had to be torn down because they're almost 100 or over 100 years old at that point, right? And I found in May of 2024. There is going to be a weekend event there called Paracon.
Okay, what's Paracon?
It's Paracon and the Oddities Expo.
That sounds interesting.
And it's going to be held there in the administration building, and I think a couple of the other buildings specifically, where there's talks from the cast of Ghost Hunters and Destination Fear cast. And you get to do paranormal investigations, and there's going to have displays of
so a little. How is it a multi-day?
It's a multi-day. It's a weekend.
Oh, okay, a little weekend.
Yeah. So VIP tickets are $200, so it's not that bad. Just gonna put that out there.
Manifesting a trip to Pennsylvania.
It's in Pennsylvania. I've never been to Pennsylvania.
Where's the closest airport?
I don't fucking know.
All right. We'll think about it.
All right. So obviously, with all that horrific shit I just told you, there's intense negative energy within this site, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine.
I grazed it, honestly.
I believe you.
Because, I literally watched most of the 5-part docuseries, but I'm not trying to bring everyone's vibe down for the rest of their goddamn life.
Okay.
I think I really tried to cover the important stuff. I felt a lot of it also felt a little gross because it was just a lot of shots of the patients in rooms, and it was horrific.
People who might not be able to consent properly
to
having their image displayed.
And also, to give you an idea of the docuseries, they use the R word very frequently within it.
Jarring.
Yeah.
Jarring.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Every time it was put out there, I was like, oh, God, you're going to say it again. There it is again. So, with all this negative energy from the patients and the staffs, it's been considered one of the most highly active paranormal locations within the country.
Okay.
United States, specifically.
Okay.
So, specifically, there were 2 buildings called the Quaker and the Mayflower Building. I think I said originally that the buildings were giving an alphabetical letter.
Yes.
It got to a point
where
they ended the alphabet, and they started naming the buildings by different names.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds very like pilgrimy, Quaker Mayflower, if it gives you an idea.
Sure.
Like there's a Roanoke building too, I think. So these two buildings, the Quaker and the Mayflower, are said to be some of the most active paranormal hotspots due to the fact that it belonged to the most violent patients during the time it was opened.
Okay.
So this is kind of where they put the intensely violent patients, which is literally what I just said, but or patients that were problematic.
Okay. The dangerous ones.
The dangerous ones, yes, okay. Thank you. So when it comes to the ghosts, there have been accounts of door slamming, phantom footsteps, walking in the halls, kind of, you know, like the phantom footsteps. Like you just hear people walking around and there's no one else there. Spooky. Yes, some of the left behind pieces of furniture, there's a lot of it. It has like been moved around. Like you can see drag marks.
Okay.
Which there's an instance of it I'll get into in a second. The creepiest one for me is there's music from a music box being played and no one can figure out where it's coming from.
Wow.
Also, when you hear it, it sounds like it's surrounding you.
Oh, it's not like just, you know, behind a wall or
no,
something?
it just sounds like it's everywhere.
And you can't find the source
and no one can find it. No one's been able to find the source of it. Which is pretty fucking weird.
Totally. I would be out of there.
There's also been a lot of disembodied voices found or captured within the site.
Ooh.
And they are captured saying things like, "Go away, I'm scared.
No.
I'll kill you." So it's a real wide range. They're really hitting all the bases here. And we're upset. Is what's captured a lot too. We're upset.
Oh no. It sounds like children.
Yeah. So specifically in the Mayflower building, there's said to be an entity known as the King.
Okay.
Why he's named the King, I don't know.
Maybe he's the boss.
The running theory is that it's a ghost of a former maintenance worker from the 40s or 50s.
Okay.
And in the basement that he's said to kind of be in, it's said that you can smell cigar smoke. And actually, it's funny because when they said that you smell cigar smoke when he's present. And so people started using like cigarettes as trigger objects down there.
Okay.
So I guess when you go down there, there's just like a bunch of cigarette butts everywhere.
What is a trigger object?
A trigger object is something you bring into a haunted location where there's a ghost that's said to react
to certain
things. So like, yeah, so this one's like smoking is like his trigger.
Nobody brought him a cigar?
Cigar was what I would bring. Specifically. You know, there's been a lot of like trigger objects brought into places that have like haunted children. We'll bring like toys.
Okay.
Specifically.
I didn't know people did this. I had no idea.
Yeah, this is the big...
This is like Ghost Hunting 101 type of view.
I don't know if he knows about me, but I've always kind of wanted to be a ghost hunter.
I did not know that about you, but you should fucking do it.
Maybe this will be the leading, our launching point. So I've watched a lot of ghost hunting shows specifically.
Okay.
So that's kind of what a trigger object is. It's basically it's something left in a space, and you usually leave like a camcorder recording to see if there's any interaction with the object.
No, that makes sense.
Or just to like rile somebody up, essentially, whatever entity it is.
Got it. Okay.
So this specific ghost, known as the King, is also known to respond more to female investigators.
Okay, so he's a creep.
He's a creep. And will answer more questions from female investigators. So if you're sitting there and you're trying to ask questions, he'll respond more to females. But he's also known to get really angry very quickly and demand that you leave when he's basically, quote unquote, over it.
Why would they want us to leave?
They're tired. I mean...
I don't know.
They're annoyed. They're like, I'm over this.
This is my
Could
place.
You, like, I have to go to the bathroom. Could you just, like, fuck off? I don't know. It's a great question. They're angry. Wait, with what you're asking, maybe, too? Could be a good question. It's a very good question.
It is, because I think that they, like, thrive off of our energy.
Yeah.
Right? Aren't you waiting for somebody to come down here and
I don't know. Maybe you're just fucking hanging out. And, like, you just want to be left alone. That's where you're like, can you leave now? Like,
maybe. Suspicious.
Or just... You know, they get asked so many questions by so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
you're the ghost. Can't you? You're already not here. So, like,
could you fuck off?
Could you get further away from here, please?
That's a very good point.
I don't know enough about ghosts.
Yeah, so
Please, whatever ghost lives in my 100-year-old house, do not teach me a lesson.
I have low-key wanted to bring an EMF reader in here.
I have not. There's no reason to. There's nothing here. We live peacefully. Everyone that lives here, spiritually and physically, is chill as fuck. Okay, we're all cool. Everybody's cool.
Just be a cool guy.
No need to teach me any lessons about ghosts. Okay, ghosts.
Putting it out there, please.
We'll just tranquilo.
So in the Quaker building, which is the other like kind of hot spot, there is said to be a demonic entity, which kind of makes sense for this location, that is said to take the shape of a little girl with black hair and extra long arms.
Okay.
Which sounds like the Ring.
Okay.
That's what.
Does she have really long arms?
No.
Oh, just like, yeah.
But she has like long black hair and she's a little girl that's a fucking creep.
If she's fucking angry about something, she has every right to be. I'd give it to her.
Mm-hmm. If it's demonic, it was never human.
Oh, what? What are these?
A demonic
so many ghost rules, everybody.
So, according to the powers that be,
a
demonic entity was never of the human realm.
Okay.
It was always something that came from the devil, essentially.
Okay, sure.
Which goes into a lot of, like, religious bullshit that I don't know if I believe, but that's kind of the consensus on demonic entities. Okay. So, with this one specifically, if it's a demonic entity, it's taking the shape of a little girl, probably because there was a lot of little children patients within this hospital. And if you're a person that's in there investigating, a demon or a demonic entity is going to take that shape, so you would want to interact with it.
Okay.
Because you think it's non-threatening.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And so it's just like a trick, essentially. So this building's no longer able to investigate, from what it sounds like, and due to the decay, it was closed off to people. But before it was closed off, people said they were to have things thrown at them, like rocks and stuff, and they would hear laughter, like demonic type laughter, and they'd leave with scratches on their body.
Okay, yeah.
So
scratches come up.
Yeah, that's
movies, anyway.
Yeah, scratches come up a lot, actually.
Oof,
yeah,
that's so odd.
And it's usually there's a thing about if you have a scratch on you and it's in like threes, like it looks like 3 fingers, that's supposed to be some sort of demonic intention too.
Okay.
So, and there's been a lot of that happening in this specifically.
Got it. Okay. Terrifying.
So, the whole reason why I know about this place specifically is a little show called Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
Have you ever watched Ghost Adventures?
No.
Okay, so Ghost Adventures is a TV show that originally followed 3 ghost hunters. One is Zach Bagans.
Okay.
One is Nick Groff. And one is named Aaron. I can't remember his last name.
Okay.
3
dudes.
Yeah, Zach, Nick, and Aaron. And they travel all over the world. It was on the Travel Channel.
Okay.
And they spend the night in a haunted place.
Okay.
They get locked in. I will say this. Zach is known to be a douchebag.
Got it. Okay.
He wears a lot of Ed Hardy in the earlier seasons. Like this season specifically, I think it's 2003.
Okay.
He's a bit of a narcissist.
Wow.
There's also a lot of talk about him being pretty toxic towards his fellow investigators.
Okay, investigators.
Yeah. For example, Nick was in the first 10 seasons. He left because him and Zach were like butting heads, and Nick started his own show.
Whoa, okay.
And Zach basically squashed it from happening.
Drama.
I mean, you have to. Okay, we're going to have to watch an episode after this. This one maybe, because there's something about it. He's so just over the top, and he's good TV.
Okay.
And I mean,
listen, I like a TV villain.
To give him credit, Ghost Adventures has been on for 20 years. It's still on.
Okay.
Zach also has the Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, which is in Fremont, which I really want to go to.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So I mean, Zach he was definitely one of the pioneers of creating like ghost hunting TV.
Okay.
Specifically, I don't know how I feel about ghost hunting shows because ghosts are like cats. You can't like just show up and expect them to do something.
Okay, got it. Right.
But it's a TV show, and you have to make good TV.
Yes.
So sometimes it seems like they're making something out of nothing.
100% all the time.
There's also a lot of allegations, not just specifically against Ghost Adventures, but Ghost Hunters and Destination Fear and all the other ones that they fake some evidence sometimes.
Believable.
Which is very believable, for sure. But Ghost Adventures will always have a special place in my heart. Just because I do, it's genuinely, honestly, it makes me laugh.
Okay.
Just because it's literally like 3 bros running around a haunted house, getting the
bros?
shit. Oh, they're bros.
Wow.
They're getting the shit scared out of them,
Imagine that.
and it makes me fucking laugh.
They're scared.
Oh yeah, they're scared. They're dramatic. It's what you want people to be who are ghost hunting, I guess.
Okay.
There is just, Zach is just also kind of a douchebag.
Okay.
Which is probably why I find him attractive as well.
Oh, here we go. Ding,
Yeah,
ding.
he's got good arms and a strong jawline. He's a douchebag. Just my type.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Anyways.
We got there.
So, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the episode, but I still do think we should watch it after this, because
Okay.
I think you will laugh.
I'll watch it with you.
Okay. This is why I want him over here to do this. So the episode starts with Zach being Zach, and I don't know how else to explain that unless you just watch Zach being Zach.
Okay.
Just the way he talks, his dictation of it, he's like, I don't know. He's trying so hard to be like intense and profound, and it just comes off as ingenuine and just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Cringe. Sounds cringe.
It's very cringe.
Yeah.
I'm
bracing myself.
Yeah, so this episode starts with Zach being Zach, talking about the history of this place. And he does do a sit down with a former patient where she talks about her experiences, which is pretty sad. She talks about being tied down to a bed, like we've talked about. She also talks about being thrown to a cell alone. And she said the only way she could get attention from being locked in that cell is banging her head against the wall until someone came in and gave her attention. And this is like a woman in a wheelchair that is like some sort of intellectually disabled. It's so sad.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrific.
Word.
Bill Baldini is also in this episode.
Okay.
A much older Bill Baldini, because this is 2003. And during his interview, he tells a story of walking into a room where there were all of these like fly strips hanging from the ceiling, and there were 80 kids tied down to beds, and 2 nurses trying to take care of them.
Jesus. What a shit day. That's her job?
Yeah.
God.
And it's like,
Why did you come in back?
I feel like a lot of the like reading from this made the staff out to be villains.
Yeah.
But you get that perspective. Like, can you imagine me and you in a room with 80 kids trying to take care of them? It's insane.
No.
It's awful.
It's just, it's what do?
You tie them to a bed so they don't hurt themselves or somebody else. Like,
until you can get to them.
Until you can get to them. It's really horrific.
Wrong.
Yeah. So during another interview of someone else, the guys kind of stop because they hear this loud banging. So when they're doing these interviews, they're on the grounds. Sorry, I didn't preface with that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah,
so they're on like the Pennhurst grounds, just like there are a bunch of buildings surrounding them, and they're talking to all these people. So during an interview with somebody, they hear this loud bang coming from one of the buildings. And so they're like, what the fuck was that? So they go investigate what's going on. And there's a desk, like this big metal desk that looks like it had been like pushed. And there's like a bunch of dust on the floor. And you can see like the lines where the legs had moved.
Sure.
Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's paranormal or what.
No footprints?
No footprints. It's crazy because there's like a thick layer of like dust and probably asbestos and stuff where you can see it was pushed over. It like just pushed against something else.
Okay.
So during the same interview, they were talking to a groundskeeper, who they were talking to originally before the desk incident. They were talking to this groundskeeper who him and a few contractors were talking about how this one time they witnessed some curtains that were hanging in a window being like pulled back and closed. And so they were like, what the fuck? So they went into the upstairs and they looked in the room. There was no one there. And they like walked around the building. There was no one there.
That was so terrifying.
Which is terrifying in itself, right? So during this interview, Zach, Nick, and Aaron and the groundskeeper, they go upstairs into the room. He saw the curtains move. And they realize between the curtain and the window, there's like a mesh, like liner. So you can't actually move the curtains.
Oh, interesting.
So, and you can see that the groundskeeper is like pretty freaked out. He's like, how did that happen then? Because he's like, no one could touch these.
Right, because it's between.
It's like the window, the curtains, and mesh.
What kind of weird ass night?
I think it's maybe for the patients to not be able to like move them.
Oh yeah, so they can't like.
So there's probably like a string somewhere or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, no one can move the curtains, right?
Got it.
So I forgot about this part. So the first 2 minutes into the investigation, the guys give you a kind of a what the investigation looks like. They investigate at night because for the drama, right? So they go into the Mayflower building, I'm pretty sure, and they have someone shut the doors and they like screw the doors shut with like a big piece of wood so they can't open the doors because they're very dramatic. They're like, we have to be locked in, we can't leave, no one else can come in. And most of the other doors in this area are chained up. So this is the one door that you can come in and out of. And they're going to get to other buildings using the tunnels.
Okay.
Which you can't access from outside.
Got it.
You have to be within the building.
Okay.
So they get locked in. They make a huge deal out of it. They're like, we're being locked in for the night. Like, this is a real lockdown. You know, it's just fucking stupid. But so great. So they go down to the underground tunnels, which are pitch black because they're underground. Mm-hmm. There's no windows, obviously. And they're looking around through LEDs. And the LEDs and the cameras have night vision. So it's like that green kind of hue of everything.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like their only way to like see where they're going. So Nick instantly, as he's going downstairs, trips over a chair that was laying on the ground and like cuts his hand on a piece of glass.
Seriously, Missy, this is ridiculous. Okay, go
on. They make it act like he deserves a fucking medal for like tripping and cutting his hand. He's like, we just like bandage it up and we just keep going. It's just what we do. That's our lifestyle. It's just like, okay.
It's a fake trip, right?
I don't know. I mean, he probably did like legitimately trip. It was just like this random chair in the tunnel that he tripped over.
Got it. Okay.
It's
I'm gonna have to see it.
You're gonna have to see it. You're gonna have to see it. So that's how it starts. The evening. And so during an EVP session, which you probably don't know what EVP means.
No.
It means electronic voice phenomenon.
Okay.
So it's basically you have a recorder, you're sitting in a room, you're asking questions, you're giving some space before you ask another question, like everyone's silent, and the recorder is supposed to be able to pick up voices.
Sure.
Disembodied voices.
All right.
So during this EVP session, in the Mayflower building, the guys capture a few voices that sound like a little girl's voice to say hello.
Okay.
And they also get a few spikes on their EMF reader, which EMF is electromagnetic fields.
Yeah.
Which is what ghosts are theorized to be made of.
Okay.
It's energy, right?
Sure.
Essentially. And also the temperature fluctuates in one spot from like 10 degrees. It has like a 10-degree fluctuation.
10 degrees? That's a lot.
And in the same spot, there's also like a fluctuation of the EMF reader.
Okay.
So they go to a different floor of the same building, and they capture another EVP saying, "Get out," which sounds pretty creepy.
Sure.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, yeah.
They're standing around, they also capture what sounds like footsteps, like in the floor above them, and door slamming. And then they go back into the tunnels, where they hear more bangs, like just like, I don't know, random bangs happening. And
it's a lot.
And they capture more EVPs. These ones, I don't know how I feel about. There's a certain like level of suggestion with EVPs that I'm not the biggest fan of.
Okay.
So a lot of times with most ghost hunting shows, they'll show you kind of like the little like sound bite, and then they'll suggest what it's saying. And there's something that your brain does, which has been like scientifically proven, that if it's a suggestion, your brain's going to hear it.
Sure.
So if you say it's saying get out, and then they play the EVP, you'll hear get out, right?
You hear your brain was trying to make up the difference.
Yes, your brain will figure it out. Which some of them are very, very apparent. There's like different classifications of EVPs. It's like class A, class B, class C, blah, blah, blah.
Wow, okay.
Like a class A EVP is something it's someone's voice.
Okay.
Those aren't captured a lot. They're captured a decent amount, but it's not all the time, essentially.
That's common.
So, just a little side note.
Yeah.
So, I try to be very impartial about this stuff. So, they say they have an EVP that says get out, and it does sound super creepy. The door slamming, and then they go into the tunnels, where they also say they get some more EVPs. Those are the ones I'm like, about.
Okay.
And they left a camera recording in the tunnels, and they cut to this camera recording in this moment, and it sounds like you hear a woman screaming in the tunnel when no one else is down there.
Wow.
So that's pretty profound to me.
Okay.
There's also a moment when they're in one of the buildings, I think it's a Quaker building, and there's a rock thrown at the guys. And of course, they're freaking out.
Sure.
Someone just threw a rock at me! I think it's what he says. He's like, who threw that rock at me? You know, he's trying to be like a macho situation.
Threatening the ghost?
Yes, threatening the ghost.
Are you gonna fight the ghost?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. He might. He does. There's a lot of moments in this show specifically where he tries to act like a protector. Like he'll like go into a building and be like, I heard you like to scratch people. Well, that's not gonna work on me. It's like, you're not gonna scratch me. He's like, I'm not gonna leave. You know, it's just it's great entertainment. That's all I have to say. If that's what you're into, I don't know.
Sounds like you are.
I am into it. Sadly, I am aware of my own shortcomings. So at the end of the episode, they bring out this piece of equipment that I am skeptical of.
Okay. Red flags.
It's this piece of equipment. So they have this thing that looks like a fucking grocery store scanner, like a handheld scanner. And the claim is, and it's connected to some goggles, like some weird infrared goggle things.
Okay.
And the claim is no. Oh yeah, it's like these weird little goggles.
Like, is it physically connected or just
yes, it's like a cord. Like how this wire is into this microphone right now.
Okay.
It's wired into this thing.
All right.
I think it's eventually going to be called an ovulus, but it's not called an ovulus yet.
All right.
So the idea for this equipment is there's a database within the handheld scanner thing.
All right.
That is a word database, and they claim that ghosts are able to manipulate the database to put a word out.
And do you see the word in your
goggles? You see the word in your goggles. Because it's also infrared, so you can see it in the dark. You can see it in the dark when you're walking around.
Okay, I think I'm putting it together.
It's called, they described it as a speak and spell type of thing. I don't know if you remember what those were. But it all seems like a stretch. How does a ghost know that it's supposed to manipulate this thing to get a word, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a step there that seems a little stupid, I'm not gonna lie. Getting a picture or something on video, you're capturing something in the moment, right?
Yes.
Or getting an EVP, a recording, that's also something you're capturing in the moment, whether or not it's talking to you or not. It's something that's capturing something else going on. It's not manipulation, I think, is where I kind of lose.
Okay, right.
I guess, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So Zach's walking around this piece of equipment, and he's asking questions, and it says the word hit. And while Zach is walking around this room, before this happens, you see Nick is also recording on his camera. He's recording Zach with the grocery store scanner asking questions.
Right, and we see...
And you see the word hit in Zach's camera. Nick's recording. And Zach's on, like, one end of the room, and there's, like, this weird wall. And on the corner of the other end of Zach, there's, like, a coat hanger.
Okay.
Not, like, a floor coat hanger.
Sure.
Like, has, like, a base. Yeah, it's like a piece of, like, 2x4.
Coat rack.
It's leaning against the wall.
Okay.
And you see Zach, like, walking towards Nick. And then you see the coat hanger, like, go past Nick and hit Zach. Zach, naturally, is super dramatic about it. Because then he's like, did you just hit me? Did you just hit me? And then, like, you know, they all stop. They're like, oh my God, are you okay, bro? And Zach lifts up his shirt. He shows his little titty.
Okay.
And there's, like, a red mark from where this
okay.
coat hanger thing hit him.
Oh, wow.
And Aaron's like, oh my God, you're bleeding. He's not.
It's like a scrape.
It's like not even a scrape. It's like if you, like, scratch yourself too hard with your nails.
Yeah.
They're all very dramatic about it. I mean, maybe they were excited in the moment because it seems like something that's
staged 100%
maybe
for the cameras.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it is or it isn't because I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
All right, she's a believer, everybody.
I believe in ghosts. You believe in ghosts too, bitch.
I do believe in ghosts. I do not trust a bro behind a camera.
That's fair. So they go back and they look at the footage and they realize this coat hanger is leaning against the wall around the corner from where Zach was walking, and they all freak out.
Wait, because it's just moved now?
So they like went back and, like, rewatched the footage to see if they could figure out where the coat hanger was.
Okay.
And they're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like,
right.
something did this, something moved this, you know, it's...
Yeah, the guy you hired to chuck it at you. Yeah, that guy.
So after this happens to Zach, like I said, he gets all dramatic, and then he is sitting in the room. He... I forgot he says this. He demands to know who tried to harpoon him.
You know, that is funny.
He basically just says, who did this? And there's an EVP that says the girl did.
The girl did. Blame it on the girl.
Blame it on the girl. I mean, she probably was annoyed.
Out of here.
But yeah, so that's the end of the episode. And that's like because they always try to end the episode with some really intense, prolific evidence, right? And that's
the
their
girl.
I mean, that's Pennhurst Asylum.
Cute.
That's what I got for you.
She's cute. Listen, Pennhurst, give it your all. All those Pennhurst ghosts have a right to be angry.
Yeah.
I hope that they have a little fun also while they're at it.
Fucking with Ghost Adventure.
Yeah, so I should bring them some candy or something. Just be nice.
Right? Just be nice.
Be nice to the ghosts.
Unless you're a demon. I don't know.
I don't believe it.
You believe in ghosts, though.
Generally, yes, I do believe that there's something we can't see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, would you go into a ghost investigation thinking that they're a ghost? Would you go into a ghost investigation thinking that there are not ghosts in the location?
I don't know. I think I would have to. I would feel it. I feel like if it felt, I would trust the way I felt.
Okay.
In the situation. Okay. So if I was like, no, this feels eerie. This feels, because I feel like our bodies are connected. Brains. Yes, are connected enough to know when something's wrong. Mm-hmm. And so if I felt that I believed it, sure. Okay. But I also think suggestion is
a very prolific part of it, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, like a lot of these ghost hunting shows, I do think there's some editing, some drama added, perhaps, as the drama of the wine being poured happens. Oh, yeah, thank you.
I just don't think it's as malevolent as, like, we are led to believe by the TV shows and the movies, and then this.
You think this location is it? I mean, I feel like if there's
like, generally the spirits are sort of like not trying to haunt specific locations.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I just feel like there's some locations like this one where there's just some really deep negative things that happened, and people are pissed when they died.
Okay, listen, valid. I'm wanting to take it one step even more weird because I'm an Aquarius and we do this. What if I'm gonna walk down that road with you? Mm-hmm. Sure. I would also maybe go as far as to say that like that location was something prior. Like maybe there's something about that location that attracted that type of,
like a Bennington Triangle.
Not sure what you're talking about, but
you've never had Bennington Triangle?
Mm-mm.
It's like a location in like the Northeast that has like all this weird shit happen in this specific area.
Sure.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes.
energies.
That there could be something that would attract that kind of negative energy.
Well, I mean, there's also locations in the world that are supposed to have good energy.
Totally.
Sedona is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
know,
Exactly.
I definitely I could say that there's some validity to that.
Sure.
There's just so much about like the universe and the world that we don't know.
Yes.
Right. And I think that's why I always try to have an open mind when it comes to this stuff, even if it is fucking Zach Bagans in a haunted location. You know, working my dream job of being a ghost hunter. Listen, I don't know.
You pursue that dream.
You know, you get to explore places by yourself. You don't have to go on a fucking tour. You know?
It's true.
Like, you get to do it alone. You get to travel.
It's true. No, it's a cool job.
Like, you get to, like, learn the history.
It's a totally cool job. I believe you could do it less douchey and embarrassing.
Yes.
You know?
I would hope so. You know, there is a show, because I do feel like a lot of these shows are very dramatic and, like, add a lot of drama or editing to the situation.
Yes, they must, because it's boring.
There are these two guys on YouTube. They have their own YouTube network now. They were from BuzzFeed.
Okay.
They have a YouTube network called Watcher, and they have this show called Ghost Files, where one of them is like a hardcore believer, one of them is a hardcore skeptic, and they go to these haunted locations, and they're not trying that hard. Like, the guy who's a skeptic is just fucking off, and it's really funny.
Okay.
I feel like that's the ghost hunter I'd want to be.
Sure.
Because they have those two together, they have more chemistry than most like married couples, I swear. They're just fucking funny together, and the things they say, it's still entertaining, even if they only get one piece of evidence for an hour, you know?
Sure.
So, and they do the same thing, they get locked in somewhere for an hour.
Okay.
Or not an hour, an evening.
What's the name of that one?
It's called Ghost Files.
Ghost Files. All right.
If you want a solid, entertaining ghost hunting show that's not that scary, Ghost Files.
How often are you watching ghost hunting shows?
I don't want to talk about it. I used to have watch parties for Ghost Adventures.
So cute.
For like my friends from culinary school, so I'll give you an idea.
It goes way back.
It goes way back. I mean, this show has been around for 20 fucking years.
Okay, that's not.
Zach is doing something right. Yeah, like he's doing something right.
Good for him.
He has his own Vegas museum now in Fremont. So
a fan and my friend.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate it. I hate to admit I'm a fan. But yeah, that's
Thank you.
That's Penhurst State School. We started at a really low point. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, this was a very different vibe than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like this spooky
ghost story.
Yeah, but
the actual telling the story.
The actual horrors are pretty much the real ghost story, I guess.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Ciao.
And we will talk to you next week.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. For podcast updates and episode photos, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Grimly Podcast. Also, be sure to rate and review our episodes, and we will see you again next week.